So I got my trusty wusty helper today.
Finally, I'm only a lot of days from now on. Like, I'm doing it every day from now on, helping the gardens.
Until your friends call and you have a game and baseball takes up our time. But here's what we thought we'd do tonight. It's actually starting to get dark and a little bit chilly, which is why we have our jackets on today. So if you remember, I wanted to sort of create this rose garden. Let's start here. So I put these 3 roses in this year, which the deer have completely annihilated, the leaves and the buds. This poor rose was loaded. I mean, had like 20 buds on it literally a week ago, and the deer ate every single freaking bud.
Whoa, whoa!
So mad.
I found this guy on it. He's camouflage. Grasshopper.
Yeah, he thinks he's camouflage.
And he actually is.
He might be eating my stuff too. Can I even get it to focus? You know what? It's too dark. But anyway, so there's the grasshoppers. Yes, we do deal with grasshoppers a lot.
I think one day you found like this long green, like praying mantis.
Yep.
And then we found that green caterpillar with black spots. So that was pretty cool.
We have tons of cool bugs around here.
Yeah.
This year especially. I don't know if it's because we're really starting to like super pay attention and put things together, but yeah, we had a really good year of finding things and having fun things happen to us. So anyway, so I started with this rose garden, put 3 roses in it, and it's only this little sort of odd shaped island bed. But what I eventually wanted to do was to connect it to the rock garden that you can't even see the rocks. So this needs to be cleaned out. It is so crammed. The sedum has really just taken over. It's filled in. It's happy, but it's filled in. And there's a few things in here that need to be cut back. I did start taking out some of my expensive daylilies. I actually planted them in the cottage garden when I redid that. So you guys will see a video on that if I haven't already uploaded it by the time you see this one. And it just, I divided out this variegated iris. So look at the texture on that. Like, these get purple flowers. They stand up spiky. I love this. Has really great texture, and it also has great variegation. So I just love that plant. But anyway, sometimes it gets a little crowded. Sometimes it gets a little, you know, it needs to be divided. So I did that.
And it's a cool color.
It is a cool color.
It's like a line. So it's like a yellowish, greenish, and then with a dark and white, kind of like camouflaged.
Yep, it's cool. So, and then also, that's called variegation, by the way.
Oh, variegation.
Yep. And then this is a giant Singing in the Rain intersectional peony. Our Korean lilac, holy cow, has gone from like this little peewee to like jolly green giant over there. And then we still have a patch of bee balm back there. I have herbaceous peonies in there. I have a tree peony hiding. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. And I just started cleaning it out and dividing where I needed to. And then what I'm going to do is, right now, it's kind of hard to tell, but it's the only string I have at the moment. So I have this red string. And what Blake and I just did was sort of laid out and eyeballed the shape of the new bed. And of course, it's going to have a meandering border because I feel like that's what works for our house. So if you can see this little shot, let me make it like this. So what's going to happen is we have this bed. It ends here, but I'm going to take it on a curve here, bring it over here, and then back and around to connect it. So it's going to sort of be kind of the same shape as the sun garden. And then it's going to have sort of the tip of this garden is where the rose garden is going to be. And then I'm going to connect all of the borders here. Not sure what I'm going to edge it with exactly right now. I do have some rocks, but who knows? I'm not quite sure. And we may do a path to walk through here or to get the tractor through here. Haven't quite figured that out yet, but I do have the general layout of what we're going to do. So this is the beginning shot. and we are going to get to work and start taking up. So the first thing that I do is I take this amazing edger, which by the way, I have looked for multiples of. I've looked for the same exact edger. I can't find it. I hope to God it never breaks on me, because I have other edgers and they're just not as good. It's like, it's short like me. All the other ones have like really long handles and they just don't like fit me well. So that has like a nice little handle at the top. It even can fit, you know, your size, because you're basically the same size as me now.
Okay, I'm even taller than it. It's up to my like heart.
I know. So anyway, so what I've done a little bit along this line is I've edged a line, and then we're gonna go ahead and take the shovel and start taking up some grass. And hopefully my husband's on board with this, so when he gets home with my daughter, he'll be like, oh yay, a new garden. But you know what? From the cottage garden revamp, look at this. I mean, I cleaned house. I have a wagon full of plants, like 2 wagons, mostly daylilies. And you know what? I have no idea what the colors are. I don't know what's where. Ugh. So this could be a total disaster, but you know what? When they bloom, it'll be pretty, and then I can mark them and move them in the fall next year this time. I just have to remember to mark them and sort of organize them. So, all right, let the games begin.
Yeah!
Okay, so how many minutes are we in? Maybe 10?
No, maybe 15.
15 minutes? So, you can tell I'm huffing and puffing though. So this is good. What I did was started that edging line, and then I just took up the edge. You can see I didn't take up all the grass behind it, because it helps you to visualize the shape if you do the edge first. If you start taking up grass where you didn't want to take up grass, or the shape kind of changes, it's kind of harder to put that back. And but anyway, we're starting. So you see how that curved border is already starting to take shape. I do like this already.
I like it.
Yeah, I think awesome. It looks good. So, and then we're gonna just continue to keep coming around the back and connect it to that back side. So this is exciting. I mean, I don't know. Daddy better get home soon.
He's gonna have this done before
he's definitely gonna want to help us, right, Blake?
Oh my God! If we're gonna have that little bridge we built going over this.
Yeah.
It's like a little walkway, so you don't have to walk around.
I know. Maybe we will do a little walkway bridge. We'll have one to match on the patio and one here.
It too, because the patio, there's like a thing where my mom doesn't want us to walk on it, and then it'll get compacted down.
Yep.
So that she put a bridge there, but I think people will step over it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna think of taking that bridge.
Or buying a different bridge and having it match that one and just putting it here.
And then basically put it here and then make it go over the garden. It's pretty big, so over the garden, maybe you can put some little cool decorations like eggs and rabbits and cool.
Oh, really? Maybe this will be
cool.
the whimsical kids garden.
And then it would just be like this, and you could just look at the garden and walk over it.
I guess that would work. Maybe Blake will design this garden. I'll get the edging done, and maybe we'll have a little designer in the making. All right,
I'm the designer.
Back to it.
Let's go.
Okay, so we kind of stopped here last night because it got dark. Of course, it's getting darker early now. But I have the shape is coming. I'm going to show you what it looks like from the top of our windows, or from the second floor of our home, because that's important to look at too, is the shape from sort of a distance, because it's hard to really tell how perfect you have your edges, or how shapely, or if it's coinciding with what you think you're doing. But do you see from this angle, look how straight that back edge is? I don't like that. So I think what I'm going to do is, while it's a good start, I'm going to take this edge and bring it out just a little bit to bow, because I want it to be curvy. So instead of that straight line, I'm going to have it actually curve out and then come back around, just so I have a nice curved border and not such a straight line. I'm not like a big fan of that, just because I feel like, I love the meandering border. It's just my style. So I'm going to take this straight line, which I'm actually pretty impressed with. I never do anything that straight. But anyway, so I'm gonna just take that and curve it out a little bit more and then take up the rest of this grass in the middle. And then we're gonna see where we're at and start placing some plants. And of course, you guys know I have a ton of plants that I dug up from dividing already. I also have some grasses I think are gonna look pretty as a backdrop here. So, all right, let's do it. All right, fast forward a little bit. The edging of the bed is done. You can see we had a soil pile in our woods. I usually get a soil delivery, mulch delivery, and compost delivery every spring, so we had extra soil. So I'm just building this up a little bit because this soil is crappy. It's hard rock. It's like gravel pretty much from when they excavated here. So we're just adding a layer of soil on top so I can start thinking about where I want to place the plants.
Looks like we have a convoy of plants over here heading towards a new garden, looks like.
Well, I wasn't actually thinking I was going to get to this year, but then your son last night decided to say, I'll help you. So I'm like, you will? All right.
So it looks like the rose garden is starting to expand.
No, I'm not going to do more roses because the Japanese beetles suck here. But I have plants. You know, I divided up the cottage garden. I cleaned out a little bit of this rock garden. So now I'm going to just, I don't know, create a nice little border here.
So basically when you revamp a garden, you're going to recreate another one. Is that kind of how it works?
Not always, but certainly. I mean, I have all these extra plants, so why not?
Yeah, why sell them and make a profit or anything? We'll just replant them.
I don't have time for that. I got time to make my yard beautiful.
So what do you plan on planting here?
I don't know yet. I mean, I have daylilies galore. I have just the old school pink and like deep pink, light pink. I have some dark purple. I have grasses. I have a weigela in the garden that's potted. I have a little lime hydrangea. I don't have room for all that stuff in here, so when they get bigger and mature, you know, they're not all gonna fit. I have a ton of coneflowers that I have potted up over there that have started to put up new stuff. So I'm gonna probably do a mix of grasses, shrubs, coneflowers, because that's what I have. So if you have a garden that you're designing like this and you don't have like, you know, thousands of dollars to go buy every plant in the sun garden that I have, use divisions of what you currently have. You can place them in there, and then what will happen is once you see how it works out, you'll be like, oh, I hate those there, so you'll take them out and you'll add something that you love that you find at a nursery, and you just start sort of arranging as you see it growing. So I'm going to throw everything in here, sort of arrange it by height, and then when I see what happens next year, I'll sort of revamp, take out if I don't like, if the certain colors are next to each other and they're not supposed to be, I'll know to move it, I'll make notes. So, but other than that,
you're welcome for all them wheelbarrow fulls of soil that I just brought in.
Well, it's the least you could do when I took up all that grass by myself.
Well,
yeah,
you know that I
pat yourself on the back, but you didn't tell the pre-story here.
Well, the pre-story was you snuck out here with my son and decided, yeah, well, all right. I went to the store, then you snuck out here with our son. I guess you didn't have to sneak because I wasn't here, and decided to expand the garden.
Well, you kind of knew that was coming. The rock garden was a start, and then I'm like, it would really be nice. And this is like the perfect border and it matches all the other gardens. So it's like, it almost cradles this corner of our yard. And when this is all like raked out, I'm gonna take a picture from the top of the house, from the second story, and just show you what it looks like from the top. So we have to take this little rock border out that stops the garden here. And I'll probably take those rocks and make that edge on the corner by the rose garden, just so it doesn't stop your eye right now. It's kind of holding that soil in because I built up that garden also. And then this garden needed to be thinned out you can't even see the rock pile, which I love. I want to have that sort of rock garden pile in there. Snakes galore. And then these are just ordinary daylilies also. So I have to figure out what I'm going to keep and what I'm going to offer to my friends and family.
Don't you realize the more gardens you have, the more work you have to do?
Yes, I mean, yes, and I'm just realizing.
I love your garden. Your garden attire does look pretty nice
You know
this
what?
morning.
I mean, well, it was cold. It got cold last night, so I put on like, these are insulated like Christmas pants. I don't even know why they're out right now, but yeah, so they're warm. And I have a Squirrel Squad shirt on because my friend, this is the tagline for her business. And it's like perfect for me because I'm like a squirrel. Like you store all these nuts in different places and then you forget where you store them and then you like eventually find them by luck. I feel like I'm like that with plants. So
you're a nut job.
yeah, I'm nuts. I'm a little nuts.
I think you have
We all know gardeners are a tad nuts.
Yeah, because you have like 4 different projects going on.
I
You're
do.
revamping a garden,
I know.
you're weeding a garden, and you're putting a new garden in.
Yeah.
And
Oh, so do you want to see what changes I made to the sun garden, or do you want to film that different?
I don't know.
Video?
It doesn't look like it's in the sun.
No, I know.
Yeah, I think we'll try to keep viewers, you know, occupied with what's happening here.
Yeah. What's happening is I'm just sick of, like, I don't know. Is it just me? Like, I get sick of like the gardens, like you revamp them and then they look great for a year and then all of a sudden the plant that you didn't want to take over takes over and the one that you love is like dying slowly. Yeah, I hate that. So I'm trying to manage it, you know, and give myself more gardens to complain about.
I get sick of doing all the work.
Oh God, I get sick of you telling me you're doing all the work. You get off that camera and come help me.
It's very hard
Where's the rake, Blake?
to film yourself
Can you go grab
working.
the rock rake
So
for
just
me?
remember that, everyone.
What?
I said it's very hard to film yourself when you're working. So people never do see.
I actually filmed from the start of this garden. I actually filmed when you went to the store. I filmed because some people wanted to know about the like how I design a garden or how I put things in and how do I start. So I actually did videos up until this point. Oh, something's crawling on me.
So you've been documenting your deception?
Yes.
Yeah,
Look at all the bugs.
I know. It's awful sunny today too.
Yeah, thanks.
I love your
I'm not trying to be a
Nice
a
garden
plant
hat.
ballerina. Yay! What?
yeah, I like your little ballerina garden hat you got going on.
Garden hat.
Yeah, you're shading the sun from your eyes. I can't see your
My
face on
sunshine
film.
arms. Except I can't do ballet in boots.
So I guess we'll have to check in later after I help you plant all this stuff.
Oh, that would be amazing. Sure.
Great.
Thank you for committing.
All right, stay tuned, folks. More to come your way.